Hello, dear students. Welcome you all to the 18th lecture of macroeconomics. And today we are going to discuss the overinvestment theory under the topic theories of business cycles. In previous lectures, we have seen that non-monetary theory of business cycles and under which we have discussed few theories. So today first, let's go and check what all we have discussed and then we will come to this topic. So monetary and non-monetary theories of business cycles were there. Under non-monetary theory, we have seen the sunspot theory or climate theory, psychological theory, and over-saving and under-consumption theory. And we discuss about these theories. Today we are going to discuss very important theory which comes under the monetary theory of business cycle category. So here only one theory is covered under US syllabus. So we will discuss over-investment theory. So first, before starting this over-investment theory, we should understand two topics here which we are mentioning, natural interest rates and market interest rates. First, we will explain these two top terms and then we will go what this theory says about business cycles. So F.A. Hayek explained the theory on the basis of Wicksel's distinction between natural interest rate and market interest rate. So let's see what is a natural interest rate first of all. So natural interest rate is a situation where the demand for loanable fund equals to the savings. Okay, when we was discussing the circular flow of money, if you have remember, I told you the household people or household sector of an economy, they save their money to banking sector and industries can take loan from there. Even household sector can also take the loan. So whatever savings we are doing in banks, the same money is going for loans also. Okay, so bank, it is not like every time banks are printing the notes. What they are doing, whatever savings are coming, that amount they are giving as a loan. So this natural rate of interest is the rate of interest at which the demand for loanable funds equals to supply. Means how much ever demand is coming for loan, it is equal to the saving which people are doing in the bank. Okay, so both equilibrium is there. So the natural or neutral rate of interest is a short-term interest rate that would theoretically support the economy at a full employment GDP. It means full employment means we are all resources, whatever we are having, we are using it and everyone is getting a job. Okay, everyone is getting job, income is good, and we are keeping inflation constant here, means prices are not fluctuating. And by how much ever the industrial sector is demanding as a loan, that supply is being equals to the people or household sectors saving. So that is your natural rate of interest at which the demand of loans are equals to savings. Okay, and in this situation, this is a short-term situation, short-term interest rate where economy at a full employment level and inflation level is constant. I hope I'm able to make you understand what is it. Second, let's go to market rate. Okay, so market rate of interest is money rate which prevails in the market and it determined by the demand and supply. But you see, in actual situation, it will never be possible that how much ever savings are there, only that much or equal to that much amount of loans are demanded. Okay, so that equilibrium will never be happen. So what will happen there? Market interest rates are the interest rate which depends upon the demand and demand for loans and supply of money. So let's see, when people are saving more, banks have more money. So what they will do, they will try to give loan to industries. So if they have excess amount of money and industries are not coming to ask for loan, then what they will do, they will decrease the interest rate. So loans will be cheaper. So cheap interest rate, anyone will be willing to take loan that time. In opposite situation, you see, if the savings are less, means now banks have less money. Okay, so what they will do, they will increase the interest rate. Okay, so that people will not ask for loan. So this is how, when we will discuss our monetary and fiscal policies, so under monetary policy, this thing will be more clear for you people, how the interest rates are changed based on the demand and supply of money. So here you understand, just like that, the money rate, the interest rate is the money rate at which depends upon the demand and supply of money. Earlier in this natural interest rate, it was constant, because how much ever funds were required, it means loans were required, it was satisfied by the supply of savings. But here it is not like that. Here the interest rates will fluctuate according to the demand and supply of money. In first semester also, if you people have remember, we have calculated the price. We have seen the change in the prices and how the quantity of the product demanded was changing. Similarly here, based on demand and supply of money in the market, that interest rates will change. Okay, so I hope now it is clear. Now let's see what happens when there will be an inequality between market and natural interest rates. So according to overinvestment theory, the fluctuations in your business cycles comes because there is an inequality between market and natural interest rate. Okay, so the market interest rate and natural rate of interest are always, they are often different. So when the market interest rate is below the natural rate, okay, then what will happen? The supply of saving will be lesser than the demand. Okay, because constant rate, we have said, if your money rate is lesser than that, means what will happen? The supply of savings will be less. It means people are saving less, and demand for the loans will be more. So in this scenario, the total demand for money is higher than the supply. So in this condition, what will happen? This demand is financed by an expansion in the bank loans. In scenario leads to increased prices. Okay, so if this situation will arise, that demand is financed by expansion in the bank loans, means banks will expand their loans, and it will lead to increase in price. Whereas in opposite scenario, if market interest rate is above than the natural interest rate, it means supply is more and demand is less. Then what will happen? The supply of saving is more than demand for loans, and this will lead to falling the prices. Okay, so I hope now this is clear. Because of this change in or the difference in market and neutral rate of interest, the fluctuations will come. Okay, when market interest rate is less than the natural rate, it will be period of prosperity. And opposite to that, when market rate is more than natural rate, the economy will be in depression. So that is all about the over investment theory. Now we have finished our second module here. So some projects are there which you need to do, and you need to submit it at the end of your this subject, last class. Okay, and there will be one presentation on these projects also. So here 3 projects I am giving you from roll number 1 to 4. Their project is a project they have to make, a report they have to make on 1991 economic crisis in India and how the government overcame from that. I want detailed projects. Okay, it is not like just one paragraph you will write and you will give me. I want detailed projects in hard copy. Okay, nobody will submit in soft copy. I need hard copy of that. From 5 to 8 roll number, their topic is relation between crude oil prices and inflation in India. And from 9 to 13, impact of US financial crisis on India. So these are the three projects which you have to do, and you need to submit it at the end of this lecture, this subjects lecture, last lecture. Okay. And remember, detailed notes and based on data. Okay, it is not like anything whatever you want to write without any proof, without any statistics. You are presenting with data. You need to present and justify your topic. Okay, so this is all under your theory of business cycles, which we was discussing since last three modules. So we have seen that recovery, prosperity, recession, depression, these are the four phases of your business cycle. And we have seen what are the different phases and their features. So prosperity, in prosperity, high level of output and trade will be there, high level of effective demand, high level of income and employment, rising interest rate, inflation, that all are the characteristics of prosperity phase. Some other features also we have seen, then recession, depression, and recovery phases we have seen, then features of trade cycle we discuss, then theories of business cycle, sunspot theory or climate theory. So it is the theory based, says that because of the climate change or climatic conditions that business cycle fluctuates. Then we have seen the psychological theory, so optimism and pessimism, how these 2 points affects the perception of individuals and banks. Then we have seen under consumption theory, under which we have seen that the rich people have larger income, but uh, their marginal propensity to consume is less. It means the people who are having high income, they are spending less, and those who don't have anything, anyways, their spending is less. So most of the income is going for saving. So that is the thing discussed under this under consumption theory. And then today we have seen over investment theory, under which we discuss the change in business cycle, or the fluctuations in business cycle is a result of inequality between market rate and market interest rate and natural interest rate. What are market and what are neutral interest rate and what are market interest rate, we have discussed. And this is your project. So this is all for today's lecture. I hope this topic is clear, and these topics are very important from examination point of view. Please prepare this topic, business cycle, properly. Thank you so much for watching today's lecture. If you have any confusion, you can ping me on WhatsApp, or you can call me also. I will solve your queries there. Thank you so much.